Today I'm going to share with you how having a GPA of 0.28 in university was the best thing that happened to me. From me see me draw for the stool and under the infamous lime tree, you know, in for a serious conversation today, right? So in the words of the great Nelson Mandela, he said, I never lose. Either I win or I learn, right? So Nelson Mandela basically said, everything in life, don't consider it a loss if it goes bad. You either win or you learn from it. And man knows that my story. So I now enter University of the West Indies, which is the premier university in the Caribbean, arguably, but we're not going to go there. Went through there now, burst through there September morning, focused and alert, knowing exactly what I want to achieve over the next 3 years. Lie, not go so. I could have been more clueless, I could have been more unfocused. I actually didn't even want to go to university. I want to be a musician, want to go to Edna Manley College of the Visual and Performing Arts. I had other plans. I applied after the deadline, but I got in and I was like, you know what, everybody's doing it, let me do it as well. So got into the University of the West Indies and what's there going on? So I bust through the doors now, ready to take on this challenge and going through my classes for the semester. So I was doing at the time physics, geography, math. I believe that was it. Physics, geography, math, and there's probably another subject that I don't remember right now. But that was the core. Because again, from high school, I left sixth form doing physics and geography because I was saying if I was going to be anything, you know, academic, I'm going to be a pilot. It's a cool thing being a pilot, right? Anyway, university, doing the sciences, because that's what I do, the sciences. So I'm there working through the semester, working through. December come now, the exams, and January come around now with the results, and my GPA for the first term was 0.28. I want you to understand, 4 is the max you can get. 4 is like you're getting all A's. 3 is like B average. 2 is like a C average. And 1 is like if you fail. I was so close to 1, it was almost better if I didn't even go to university for the first semester. Honestly. You know how it was bad? They have a thing where if your GPA is below 1, then your name goes on the notice board for the faculty and you would see, and they're going to say, yep, the following people, please visit the dean. Knowing my GPA, I go in to check, because I said my name is going to be there. I look up, down. I never saw my name and I was like, my GPA is so bad that I'm guessing that they ran a range, like they said, okay, the people below 1, I mean, nobody can have below 0.5, right? So they ran a range of like 0.5 to 1. And they said, okay, these must be all the people who have a GPA below 1. And that way mine got filtered out because my name wasn't on it. I don't know if they gave up on me at the time. They were like, boy, from 0.28 him can't recover, but my name wasn't there. It should have been there, but I think it was too low. And that was a disastrous semester. But you know what happened in the next semester? More the same. Actually, nothing changed actually. It was pretty much the same. It's not totally true, because I mean there is only one way to go from a GPA of 0.28 and it's up. So I suffered through the rest of the semester, you know, and semester 2, semester 3, I suffered through it, but it was better. I mean, I wasn't consistently hitting those 0.28. I made some improvements, tried harder and all that, but science was just not my thing. Anyway, finished the year, and of course, I'm not worried about matriculation. I'm worried about, I was like, all right, there's no way they're going to accept me to go into second year to continue this program. I'm going to be a bum, turn a croft, and this is the end of my life because grades were terrible. And I wasn't enjoying it. It was a terrible time in my life, actually. It was confused and all that. All the emotions I can think of was going through my mind. And I remember throwing in a last-ditch effort. I said, you know what? I'm going to apply for a transfer of faculty and see if they'll accept me. So transfer of faculty is basically where after the year you apply to change your program, and for me it wasn't just my program, it was my entire faculty. I didn't want to have anything to do with the pure sciences anymore, and I applied to go to the social sciences. Again, I was saying they're not going to accept me because they're going to say, look at this guy's grades in the first term, second term, third term of his first year at pre and applied. He's not applying himself, he's just not cut out for this thing. They're not going to accept me. I did it anyway and just turn back on that. And I said, you know what? I'm going to have to work for the rest of my life. So I applied to Heart. Heart is an institution in Jamaica that, how do I put it? They train. They're all about human development of skills, resources, and they put you in jobs, they train you to go overseas, that kind of a thing. You know, they're going to build you. Apply there, but I didn't apply there to go to the school or learn anything. I applied there under their School Leavers Training Opportunities Program, for short SLTOP, where they place you based on your high school grades in a company to, you know, learn and get some experience. So I said I should try that. Anyway, tried that and applied there. So now my life is in limbo. You know, remember, I finished the first year of school, poor grades. Don't think they're going to accept me. Applied to social sciences. Don't think they're going to accept me to do the change. And I applied to Heart to see if I could get a job under that program where they place you with your high school grades. But let me tell you what happened after that. So now I get my first call from Heart about that same job opportunity, and it was not at the ideal place because I was really thinking about going somewhere that I could still go to school. Remember, you know, I was not even expecting them to take me back at the school based on my grades. But there was still a glimmer of hope in my mind that, you know what, maybe it will work out. So I turned down that job. And I said, you know, now it's going to be too far because when I go to school in the evenings, it's too much commute and all that. And they were like, fine. They moved on and they said, okay, not for you, Mr. Reid. So I don't have anything. I don't have school and I'm turning down a job that I don't even know if I'll get any more of. Looking back, it was like, wow, what a gamble, but that was the reality. So it's approaching the end of August and I get an email from UWI saying, dear Mr. Reid, we saw your application for change of faculty. Of course, I'm sweating. I'm like, all right, this is it, guys. Life is going to end when they say that my application was declined and whatever. Read on, and they're like, it went through. I was like, wow, this must be God at work, right? So of course, I read it like 3 or 5 different times just to be sure. I wasn't, you know, sometimes you read and you jump over some words and you lose the whole context of what they were trying to say. I reread it so many times just to ensure that what I saw was what I saw. And I was like, well, I have it in writing. They can't take it back now. They can't take it back now. So that was like a great relief. Got through to do accounting over social sciences. Something that I'm not head over heels about accounting, but it's something that I'm good at, and I did it in high school. Anyway, so I can go to school now. I don't know how I'm going to pay for school, but I can get to go to school now. I have a place at the university. I got a call. No, I didn't get a call. I decided to call Heart. And I said, you know what, it's been too long now between the last call. Let me just check what is going on over there. And so gave them a call and they said, sorry, really? You haven't gotten a call as yet? No man, it's been a long time. Come into the office, man, and let's talk about it. So I did as they told me and I left out the day and headed to their office. So of course I go to their office and this is this part now. So I go there now and they're saying, alright, go to the front desk. I'm here to see X person about this because I've applied for a while and I haven't gotten any calls. She told me to come in and talk with her. So the person at the front desk says, okay, Mr. Reed, can I have a seat? They'll be with me shortly. Shortly. Let me tell you, alright, for the people who aren't Jamaicans, they have a program named Religious Heart Talk. They have a next program named Rising Stars. I sat in the lobby and watched the replay of these two programs back to back. These are two 1 hour long programs, if my memory serves me correctly. So just imagine, right? I got to see all the Rising Stars. I don't know if that year Chris Martin won or who won, but I saw all the entries and all the rounds for that day that was being repeated. And I saw all of Religious Heart Talk with Ian Boyne. And I was able to hear all the views of his guest for the day that was being repeated at that time in the morning. And it was at this point, no, after I finished the second hour program, so I was like, no man, I'm just gonna leave. I'm just going to leave because it clearly wasn't to be a turn on the first job. I should not do that and all that. So I got up and I said, front desk lady, I'm going to leave. And at that point, the person came out, the person who was responsible for my file came out and said, Mr. Reed, come here. And she says, here's a letter. Take it to this place in the morning and you will talk to somebody there, tell them that you're here to see X person. She said it was between two companies, two very reputable companies. At that point, my eyes were like, wow. But I'm sending it to this one. I'm like, okay. And I left Heart after entering the summer so anxious about not going to be able to go to university anymore. And I'm going to have to find a job. I don't even know if anybody's going to hire me. And that day I left there with a letter in my hand saying that I have a place at a reputable organization based on the recommendation from Heart. And a couple days before, I was told that I had a place to continue my studies in accounting at the University of the West Indies. Oh, by the way, guess which department I got placed in when I went to the lady that they sent me to? I got placed in accounts. So let's recap. I started university doing the sciences, failed my first semester so badly that my GPA was 0.28. I wasn't even picked up in the notice board listing because whatever range they ran, my thing was below it. I applied to go to another faculty, not thinking that I would have gotten through. But not only did I get through to the accounting, I got a job to fund my education. And it was practical experience because it was accounting functions as well. What am I trying to say? It's very simple actually. You remember the scripture I gave you the other day, Proverbs 16 verse 9, where it says, we can make our plans, but God determines our steps. Oh, by the way, on Friday last week, I got an email from the same company congratulating me for 10 years of service. And it's a reputable group of companies, and I've been with the group for 10 consecutive years, and I've served in 3 different organizations within the group. Again, what am I trying to say? Proverbs 16 verse 9. We can make our plans, but God determines our steps. It wasn't a surprise to God the way things played out. It was a surprise to me for sure though. So what I'm going to say is, you may be somebody at a university whose second is literally, you may be failing, and you may need to apply for something else because what you're doing now, what you're pursuing is not for you. It could be as literal as that. Or it could be more figurative. You could be chasing something in life that is just not for you. It may not be educational or academic. It may be a relationship. It may be a career path. It may be some thrill that you're seeking. It may be a decision that you're delaying. But the point is, pursue God before you pursue that. Because at the end of the day, we can make our plans, but God is the one who determines our steps if we allow Him. Alright? So that is how my story ends. From a GPA of 0.28 to somehow reaching into a company that was clearly destined to be at this time. And it really struck me on Friday gone when I got an email congratulating me that this is my anniversary date, Paul, 10 years. So I hope that was some encouragement to somebody who needed to hear it. Again, neighbors, always good to be sharing with you. And as usual, big up from me and my host. Alright? Take care, guys. See you later.